I see we're on.
Welcome to Stirring the Pot with Lou Marconi and Johnny Cleveland. Part of the Fanatical L's Network, fans first. Join us now. Join us now. That would be right now, Lou. Good evening. How are you on this Monday night football?
Yeah, I'm better after the Sunday night game. So
That was I went to bed, Lou. Like we were just saying, I completely thought the Ratbirds had it. So shame on
no, I
me
stayed
for
up. I stayed up. I was angry. I stayed up. Um, yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about the game, the good and the bad, because there was some good that came out of
yes.
it. There was definitely bad. It's obvious too, because we didn't win.
Mhm.
I wanted to bring up like we'll preview next week, but I also
Mhm.
saw an alarming trend,
Mhm.
which I'm seeing something with fans and their behavior, and
Mhm.
I experienced it firsthand at the game. Um, but before we get into
Yeah.
that, and we're also previewing next week, a friend of mine, I got the sad news today at this afternoon that a friend of mine in professional wrestling, a guy I knew very well, great man, his
Mhm.
name was Chuck Coates, and he passed away. He had cancer. He did win this battle with
Mhm.
cancer. His wife tweeted this morning, or his widow, I should say now. She said she explained that he had heart problems
Mhm.
that arrived from that. So he died of heart complications. I can't even remember his age. He was a little bit older than me. He was actually one little thing. He was a well known pro wrestler, but he's a well respected one. He was in the movie Bull Durham.
Oh,
He was,
what
yeah,
was
he was
his
one of the extra
role?
baseball players in Bull Durham.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I knew a few when I lived in North Carolina. There was one other guy that I knew that wasn't a wrestler, but he was in the movie. He was a baseball guy. So it's pretty cool. So he was a
Yeah.
great guy, and he'll be missed. And Chuck, rest in peace, man. I wish he's with God now. So that's all I wanted to say was like just pay my tribute to Chuck, and
Yeah.
that was it.
Well, I the only thing I was just going to mention too, I happened after you let me know about that earlier today. I did some Google searches and read up on what had happened a little bit
Hmm.
with his death, and I think I read some of the same things that you did. And I
Yeah.
did watch some of the old video. There's some great video out there on YouTube and all these places with him,
Hmm.
and where he's fighting tag teaming against Andre the Giant back in
Yeah.
the day. It was
Hmm.
some awesome stuff. I just love going back and I know listening to your stories and watching some
Hmm.
of the video that I just did earlier.
Yeah.
It's such a entertainment, and he was really big time with that. Like you said, he wasn't a big name star, but there's plenty of video out there. I would encourage everybody to go out there.
Hmm.
Lou, you knew him a little bit.
Yeah, I knew him.
Yeah.
I knew him pretty well. Yeah, well, we became friends in North Carolina. Like, well, I volunteered and did a benefit show for him for his cancer, and it was a chin lock for Chuck that was in Durham, North Carolina. I want to say it was
Okay.
2013. Yeah,
Yes.
so I was happy to do it for him. So he's very well respected, very well liked, and
Yeah, I saw some of the photos from he was battling, like you said, he survived the cancer and stuff, but the heart.
mhm.
I know I saw something, even a post from last week or a week and a half ago, from I think he said he was going in for some triple bypass surgery. So
Yeah. So I haven't. It's one of those things that when I move back, it's one of those. We just talked a little bit online, and that was it. But
yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry to see him go. But people
Well,
were texting
it's
me.
sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is
Well,
sad. But just Chuck, he's no longer in pain, and he's at peace now. So I
yeah.
wish him. I
Yep.
wish his prayers are to his family. And
Yeah. Yeah.
thank you for
Yeah.
letting me do this, John.
So, Lou, you and I both were at the game.
Yes,
I'll start quickly, Lou, and then you can kind
I'll
of go
I'll,
into
I'll
your
go right ahead.
story.
I'll go right ahead.
Yeah, I just my experience, and I know Lou's going to talk a little bit about this with some fans and some different things. We had quite a few. I don't know, maybe 15-20% of the crowd were Bengals fans. There were a lot of
There
Bengals
wasn't
fans
that
there.
many, but there were some
No,
there. There was
yeah,
enough
there were
there.
some. Well, in my section, I was in 544, and we had a good chunk. I'd say maybe in the seats. I'm in the three rows. There were Bengals fans in front of me, next to me. Anyway,
There, you were
you know,
surrounded.
Yeah, well, the folks to my left, they were all Browns fans, and it's funny because I have the season tickets, and you have season
Hmm.
tickets too. But how that's kind of changed a little bit. So a lot of the old time season ticket holders that I was familiar with the last several seasons, I didn't see any of those people. It looked like a lot of these people were new. The folks next to me who have the Browns tickets, they said that they bought those. Those are for their season tickets. Anyway, everybody got along pretty good, but there was some rowdiness between some of the Browns and the Bengals, but it was pretty mild. Now you had some,
On my side of the
yeah,
stadium, well, as I was leaving,
yes,
a Bengals fan, and it was a short, chubby guy. He like he came up to me and he actually like nudged me.
yeah.
He like nudged me and said, "Have a good night." And I'm like,
Don't do that
"Well,
to Lou.
yeah." I turned around and I looked at him and I said to him, "This is." I looked him dead in the eye and I said to him, "I said, if you want my comeback, you better scrape the back of your mom's teeth."
Oh boy. Oh boy.
He didn't know what to say, and people around me were like, "Whoa!" His girlfriend's jaw dropped, and I was like, "What? What are you gonna
Yeah.
do?"
Right. Right. Well, and that's the thing, Lou. Like, when you come into other teams,
That's why I
then
didn't tell you that off the air. I
yeah,
told you.
no, and it is something, and the Bengals have a lot of more support, especially since they've gone to the Super Bowl, and Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow from Ohio. They're pretty popular players. There was a lot. I saw the jerseys that I saw were mostly Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow's jerseys
And
amongst
they
the
didn't do a lot
Cincinnati
in that
Bengals.
game, did they?
No, they did not. No, and that's the saddest part, and that's the tough part because you and I we can
Yeah,
get
the
into.
Bengals didn't win that
Yeah,
game. The Browns
no.
lost. That's what happened.
Well, and you weren't in the text that I was sending to the group. You were out of the group, but I
Yeah,
was
I took
saying
myself out after the
oh, I
first
know a
drive. I was
lot of
like,
you
I'm not
guys
doing
did, and I
I'm
don't
not
blame
doing this.
Ethan, and
I'm
I
not
don't
doing this today.
blame Rod. No, I don't blame any of you guys because I know that there's a lot there, and but
I'm
no,
like, I'm
I
not
was
doing this
saying
today.
initially that yeah, I totally agree, Lou, that was a game that the Browns lost. The Bengals did not win that. I mean, they didn't win
No.
it. They didn't.
And the
Yeah.
Bengals fans acting like they won the Super Bowl after that, please. And it was a certain. Let me just say this, and I noticed this because I'm seeing this trend in fans, and I'm seeing the trend happening. It happens to be female fans, and I'm not being sexist. I'm just telling you, ladies, you are a protected class, but that's for a reason. You get in somebody's face, you even put your hands on somebody.
Mhm.
Men understand at a young age when you're in a confrontation how to navigate it and to avoid that. Women don't understand that. They think they're untouchable. Don't do that because I've seen videos recently of women doing that to a guy, and you do that to the wrong guy that doesn't care about social norms or
Mhm.
conformity, and he will defend
Sure.
himself. This woman at the yesterday when the Texans were at the Rams,
Okay.
she left. She got kicked out. Everybody got her boyfriend and the other guy got
Wow.
kicked out for fighting, and she was being escorted out, and her face was covered in blood because the guy popped her right back.
Was she a
And
Texans or a Rams
she was
fan?
a Texans fan. She got hit by a Rams fan.
Oh boy.
People don't let it get to that. Be better. You don't
Yeah.
have to get in somebody's face. You don't just show some class.
Yeah.
Show a little bit of
Lamar,
class.
you said Lamar, was it then the other game last night was
Lamar Jackson shoved a fan after the fan shoved him first. So,
okay.
which still, I don't know what's going to happen with the league. I know the fan was identified.
Yeah.
He was kicked out and banned from the
Okay.
stadium,
Sure.
which he should be.
Sure.
Actually, he shouldn't. Why are the fans even thinking it's okay to shove a player like that?
Hmm. Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
and it's
another
funny.
thing. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny because you think about all the things that have happened over the last 40 years, at least that I've been a fan. You think about going back to the Cleveland Browns old municipal stadium. You think about the old original dog pound and players jumping in, or Green Bay now, jumping into the crowd, and these things. Those are it's interesting because those are moments where we're supposed to be able to grab the players and hug them and all this stuff. But then, like you're saying, there's these other instances where they're walking off the field, or they're entering their locker room area, and the fans are reaching over the sides, and it's you've got to really know where you're at and understand the circumstances. And so
Mm,
many people, I think, Lou, like you said, don't necessarily get that right now. That's the Everything's a little bit out of whack these days.
It seems like it. Not, and I'm saying that just it wasn't a female. The guy looked young that shoved Lamar. What,
Yeah.
and he also shoved another Baltimore player. I don't know who it was. Somebody in the
Yeah,
chat, you want to say who it was,
yeah.
but
I think it
that's inexcusable. That's
Yeah,
just,
hey, if
yeah.
you're watching us, we are on the X, we're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube. We
Hmm.
appreciate you watching Lou and I
Yeah.
tonight as we
Appreciate it.
dissect into what happened
Yep.
yesterday. There's a lot of disappointment amongst Browns fans, but like Lou's going to point out, and I, even though I was pretty pretty upset, like most of us.
We all were. We all
Yeah.
were.
You know, the sun did come up. We did go to work. We did
Life
interact
goes
with other
on.
people.
Obla di, obla
Yes,
da. Right.
it's definitely something we've all got used
Well,
to.
and there's people on Twitter. I definitely took more positives than negatives from the game despite the loss.
Thank you,
So did
Mike.
I, Mike. Yeah, Mike. So did I. Let me just say this: there were people on Twitter saying they were going to no longer be a fan. They're giving up. That's it. They quit. Whatever. They're going to be back next week. So shut the hell up. All right, just stop.
Yeah.
You were joking with me last night about something. I said, and well, you didn't put an LOL or a ha or an emoji after it. So I'm like, are you serious? Like, are you serious?
Well, I did explain to Lou just now off air that I'm telling Lou again in front of the world, all of you 5 people that are watching us, thank you. That
everybody else is watching Monday Night
Football. Anybody that
knows
knows me knows that I'm a ham. I'm a jokester. I'm a snarky ass Cleveland fan that has lived through these moments, and ooh, I get too snarky at times. So
wow, that was a hit.
Uh-oh.
No, it was a solid
I've got
hit.
some time. Like, so a shout out to my colleagues at the Licking Heights Fantasy League Football here. I was on the show. Troy and I were on a show together the other night where we talked about Cincinnati chili and all that stuff. I love Cincinnati chili. So anyway,
but Skyline.
Oh yeah,
it's good stuff with spaghetti. Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah, but yeah, shout out to them. I know we're in our league. I know many of you follow the fantasy league stuff. And right now I'm like 9 points out of winning but I've got like Justin Jefferson tonight and a few other players for the Bears. So I'm hoping that I pull out the win. And interestingly enough, Lou, this year our group has decided that we pick a position. So like tight ends or like wide receivers or running backs every week. And whoever has the lowest total, they have to bring donuts that week. So fortunately, I got a pass catch from the new rookie Loveland who plays for the Bears. So I'm out of the doghouse and I don't have to bring.
You said you needed 10 points. That's what you told me. Well, the Bears are about to go for a field goal. You know, somebody else pointed out too that there's a lot of field goal tries.
They missed. Did they miss it?
Yeah, he missed it. Oh no, he made it. Did he made it? He made it. It looked like he missed it at first.
I like the Bears. I don't like Caleb Williams.
Right.
That much. I just think he needs to grow up a little bit. But the Bears are like, they're rough and tough, and I like their new coach. Ben Johnson.
He barely got that in. Oh, he barely got that in.
I love seeing McCarthy, dumbass, from the team up north, get his ass whooped anytime, any day, any time.
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted to say this though. There was a lot of missed kicks yesterday.
Yes.
Including us, but there was all over the league too.
We missed some kicks last night?
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened yesterday afternoon. Yeah, well, that's what caused us to lose. It was more of and I remember seeing. I wanted to see the post-game interview with him, and you could see it on that guy's face. He felt horrible.
Yeah,
and he took it hard, just as hard as any of us did. And he said he rushed it. He rushed the delivery.
They were close. The field goal. I mean, they were very close. I mean, they were within a foot. I mean,
this isn't horseshoe and hand grenades.
Exactly. So. No, I know. But I'll tell you, Lou. You're on the opposite end from me. The extra point was kicked towards us, and I thought it was good. And then even the field goal, we were on the farther.
Yeah, you're on the other side.
Yeah, and when it went up, and I mean, it barely missed. Everybody on our side, I don't know if you could tell, but we were cheering people on our side because
you thought it made it
because it looked good. So we were all kind of starting to celebrate and like, oh, damn it. So
yeah, it was one of those. It's just like, wow. But the thing is too, those interceptions weren't on Flacco either.
No. And then there's some people that say, well, he could have, but Flacco could have placed it. And even Flacco tried to say kind of to save his wide
Yeah.
receivers. But for God's sakes, Jerry Judy, like the 3rd and 5 that he dropped in the 4th, like the one where he was with 3rd down or 4th down, it hit him right in the numbers. I mean,
Yeah.
how do you can't
Yeah.
do
You
that,
can't, you
Jerry?
can't drop that. You can't drop that.
Oh,
Yep. I was very impressed with the rookies. I'm just saying the positives.
oh, absolutely.
It's Dylan Sampson. I think is going
Dylan
to be the
Sampson. Oh,
great pickup. The guy behind us was a friend of Browns, and he was just complaining, "Oh shit, Jerome Ford's in."
oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody
Oh.
was saying that.
Well, and even our section, we were all saying the same thing. I said, pack your bags, go back to being a Bearcat or, Cincinnati. I
Yeah.
mean, the guy can't. It's just, it's.
It wasn't Hopkins. Yeah, if you want to pull up Mike's.
Yeah, let me. Yep. Hopkins was.
Yeah, Hopkins was not. Yeah, Hopkins. It was Andre Schmidt was our new kicker.
No. He was referring back to your story about the Bills, who the other player was that got.
Oh, it was Hopkins. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
that's what
Never
it was.
mind. Never mind.
Yep. And then he's talking about the Bears and the Lions.
Yeah. And Schmidt was nailing 60-yarders in warmups. It's just one of those things. It could have been. I hope he doesn't have the yips now. It's one of those. Yeah. No, it's one of those things that this is a young roster and he's a young guy. I don't know if is you're going to keep going through kickers until you find one. Because how did Pittsburgh win yesterday? They made that field goal when they needed it.
Yeah.
So they have that's how they do it. They play that type of football to get the field goals when they need
Aaron
it. So
Rodgers.
This is a 58-yard try.
Oh, he made it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. See, it's 11 seconds left. I must be behind you.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
The Minnesota kicker.
Yes.
The 59-yard attempt.
Yes. Okay, so you're talking about the rookies. Let's focus on that because really,
sure.
We just
the positives. Let's focus on the
Dylan,
positives.
Dylan Sampson. I just watching him in person, and you were there too. And I don't know what he looked like on TV, and I haven't watched the rebroadcast. But in my mind, like we've seen some other running backs and scat backs come through these parts. Dylan Sampson, what impressed me the most about him is his ability to break out of a tackle and his aggressiveness. I mean, he's solid, and I don't think he's not going to regress. And
no.
I was thoroughly impressed with that, and the fact that Joe Flacco gave the ball to him out of the backfield, got him in the. I mean, he had 8 catches.
That was there all day. Like nobody was covering him out of the backfield in the flat. It's
Harold Fannin. Let's talk
amazing.
Fannin,
great.
7 receptions.
64 yards. Yep.
Yeah.
Great debut. Let's also talk about how close Mason Graham helped us get a safety that would have won us the game.
That was close too. You're on that side. When that happened, that whole series was amazing. If you were there in person, it was the Brown Stadium erupted in that defensive series like I hadn't heard.
They went backwards like 25 yards or something like that.
Fantastic. Yeah. It was fantastic. The 2 back-to-back sacks.
Oh, interesting factoid from Mike here. Put it about Harold Fannin.
Yep. Let's see here.
Which is 7 receptions are the most by a rookie tight end in week 1 in NFL history. Yeah.
That's Carson Schweschinger also play.
And that one play.
8 tackles.
Yeah.
So those players it was good. And Joe Flacco looked comfortable.
Looked good. He looked good. He wasn't perfect. Dylan Sampson's 8 receptions.
Tarek Cohen, most rookie running backs in the first career game since. Yeah, I read that too there, Mike. Thanks for sharing.
This is a young roster still. If you look at it, there's a lot of youth here, so it's good, except for quarterback.
I know our colleague here, and shout out, thank you, Jarrell came out with a show today, Dog Food Radio. It's going to be posted here in about an hour. He does not, Lou, you'd probably know this, but Jarrell is not a fan of Kevin Stefanski.
No shit.
I don't want to get into this, and I know too much, but I think and I'm not just speaking about Jarrell. There are people out there that, and I've been one too with Kevin Stefanski, talking about points, and I know we only averaged 15 points, and I know we only had 16 points yesterday, but
that wasn't all on him though. We should have had 20.
Lou, and that's
I'm
just getting to the point. My point being that you can't. I fall into this sometimes, and I get swept into the whole thing. But the idea that even though we only scored 16 points, I know people think, well, we got to average more than that, and it's Stefanski's fault, and he's not running the offense well. The offense and the game plan, in my mind, and probably yours, was fantastic to
Yeah,
beat the Cincinnati Bengals yesterday,
it was
which we should have done if we get the kicks to go. And I know it's an if, but those were
makeable
moments that
kicks. Those were
makeable
makeable
kicks that should
kicks.
have been kicked, and we controlled the time of possession. We had 71 plays to their 49. It was the first two drives by both teams were fascinating. The Bengals take the ball for the first 8 minutes. Cleveland comes back with their next a 10-minute
9 minute,
drive.
yeah, 9 or 10 minute drive. Yeah.
Fantastic. So
And a
I
lot of
don't
a lot of
yeah.
penalties by Cincinnati secondary on that drive too that kept it going. If you remember,
Oh
there was
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they were penalties. They should have been called, and I'm glad they called them. I'm not even complaining about the referees. I thought DeJuan Jones held up pretty well against the best. Next to Myles Garrett, the second
Yeah.
best pass rusher in the NFL. I mean, he was out there on an island by himself against that guy. If you
No.
notice that, where
Yes.
the Bengals always had 2 or 3 people on Myles, which they had to. And,
Defensively as well, Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome. Greg Newsome did some amazing things against those two guys, T. Higgins and Jamar
mhm.
Chase. Only gave them 57 yards combined, 5
Yeah.
catches between the two of them.
Hmm.
I mean, you can't do any better. That's why it hurts so much, because we really dominated
We
Cincinnati in
dominated them.
every
We
every.
and for the fans to act the way they did afterwards just shows how stupid they are. It
Well,
shows
the
how
Bengals
classless
fans,
they.
yes, and I mean,
Yeah,
we're as Browns fans, it's just depressing at moments. We snap out of it. It takes us 24 hours, and we're
yeah.
back at
We're
it.
back. We're going to be back there. The people that
I'm
said they're
I'm
giving
not
up.
becoming a Bills
Well,
fan,
let
Lou.
me
So
let me explain. No, there's also something to it. Also, a memory got triggered with me because I remember before the Pittsburgh game on Thursday night, and there were people that are podcasters, not on this network, but other networks and on Twitter, saying, "Well, I hope the place is filled up with Steeler fans and they blow us out."
yeah,
I'm not kidding. They're saying
yeah,
that, and I'm like,
yeah,
"But I'm a diehard Browns fan." I said, "No, you're not. You're not if you're saying that." Just like
yeah.
when the Buckeyes were
Well,
hosting the Tennessee Volunteers, there was the whole
Jason,
big,
I'll just
the whole,
mention this, Greg. Getting to some of your point, Garrett Bush or Greg Bush and Jason Lloyd with the sports show up in Cleveland today again. Jason Lloyd annoys the hell out of me. You know who I'm talking about on their
yeah,
sports show? Yeah. So his go back and watch his show earlier today with Bush, and Jason says this in the same sentence. He says, um, "The Browns are a terrible football team this year, but they should have beaten the Cincinnati Bengals yesterday." And I'm like, and because their defense was outstanding. Jason, you can't have both. Which pick one? Pick a side. You can't say that this team is horrible and then at the same time say, well, the Browns defense is fantastic, one of the top 5 defenses.
yeah,
Get it in your head. Like, stop being an idiot. I'm sorry. He says
yeah. Well,
shit
that's
that
the
is
stuff that
just
annoys me.
stupid stuff. And then Garrett Bush,
Well,
the other guy, he's on there all the time, going back and forth, and the number of people, Lou, in the local media especially, who continue to damn this team.
well, let's
For
do this. Let's talk about what did we talk about from all off season and what we talked about going into the preseason. Make the kicks. Don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
With this defense, we'll be in position to win games.
And what was the one
Everything we
category that
said,
we blew? Yes, two
everything you
categories.
said was. I said this team's going to be competitive with good kicking and good quarterback play.
Yeah,
We would have won. I mean,
yeah,
right. And Flacco, I'm comfortable with Flacco starting in Baltimore next week. I'm comfortable with what we're doing. I'm even more comfortable with the fact that Saturday, Quinshon Judkins finally signed his contract.
mm-hmm.
And I have a theory. I
Okay.
can't prove it, don't have any information. I just have a theory. What was holding it up was the league coming down with a suspension or not. The
Yes,
reports I
you're right.
saw was he's meeting with the league's office officials
Steve
this week, and he should be playing in Baltimore next week.
Steve Gill, your colleague here with the Fanatical L's,
Yeah,
his
Steve,
show on
how's he
Talk
doing?
Down South. Steve
Hmm.
has an inside source, and he said he and I talked about it yesterday at the pregame show.
I got
He
to get
said
with
the
Steve.
exact same thing, that he heard from the people that he knows, that everything was ready to go months ago, weeks ago, and it wasn't. It was because what you just said, that the Browns were waiting on the NFL The Browns knew they had been in constant communication with them. They were waiting for a better idea from the NFL about what they were going to do, that the guaranteed money, the years, everything were already worked out. It was just a matter of getting the okay or whatever from the NFL. And that's
Mhm.
basically what happened. So, all of you idiots out there, and I'm sorry, Lou, I talked about this the other day. It drives me
Don't
bad.
Why are you
Batty.
apologizing to me? I'm not
No,
the
and
idiot.
you know who some of these people are.
Oh,
You
I see.
interact with some of them on
That's why
social
that's
media.
called Twitter, because it's filled
I
with
know.
twits.
Yeah, and the thing is that these people they comment about, well, the Browns should have done this 3 months ago. Why did they wait? We're such a dysfunctional organization. No, the Browns did, like Steve said, what they constant contact with the NFL. They knew what they were doing. So those of you who are out there who are trying to push this narrative that the Browns are still so dysfunctional and they should just stop, go away. Don't be a Browns fan. You're not a Browns fan. I know
Yeah.
Lou didn't think I was a Browns fan the other day because I was rooting
Well,
for
because
Buffalo,
you didn't tell me
but
you were joking.
I'm
In
kidding.
fairness, I mean,
I
you
know,
can't
Lou.
you can't
I know.
read sarcasm. Jesus Christ. But well, that's true too. But I was saying it based I just look at what's happening. I
Yeah.
don't pay attention to what the Browns say. I pay attention to what they do, and
Yeah.
that made most logical sense to me. So that was my theory, and Steve just confirmed it with his
Right.
source.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
that's
yeah.
all
I
I was
thought
doing.
maybe
Yeah,
you
I
got
don't.
with Steve's source. Maybe you
No, I don't have any sources in the organization. I do remember a long time ago. That's how I knew when a lot of these coaches were full of shit. Back when Romeo Crennel was
Yeah.
the coach, and he was what did I gonna say? Ryan Tucker, was it?
Yes.
He showed up in the camp and he was just he was they said to me he was going to get suspended for PEDs. And he like
Mhm.
a guy came up to me that worked for the city of Garfield Heights and told
Okay.
me
Okay.
at the time. And I was at the gym. I was at the gym in Garfield Heights. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Then a couple weeks later, it came down, and then Romeo's at the press conference. Well, this is the first time I heard about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, so yeah, okay. Like yeah, all right. Like some guy that works for the city knows about it, but you don't. Okay, yeah.
Hey,
So
what's going on with the? Well, let's pause for a quick commercial. I want to ask you some questions about the Dome Stadium when we get back from the
yeah, we
break.
can finish up with that. Yeah,
All
sure.
right, sounds
And
good.
we'll preview Baltimore next week. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be right back. This is Stirring the Pot. Hey, we're back here on Stirring the Pot with Lou Marconi and Johnny Cleveland. The stadium stuff. So I'm driving up to the game the other day
Mhm.
with my wife, and it was a great afternoon.
You mean
other than-
yesterday?
yesterday, that other than losing, but we drove by, where they're going to build the stadium.
Mhm.
Are things still steady as good?
Yeah.
Are there still some hangups with the height of
No,
things? Or,
it's still there, but okay. Look, this last story I saw, and the thing that I talked about was that there was supposed to be a 30-day deadline for a response after that,
sure.
but they were never notified properly by the law. They weren't given a letter in certified mail. They were
Okay.
only electronically notified, and the spokesperson for ODOT said, "Well, both parties are still in talks, so there's no deadline." So in other words,
Oh.
they're currently talking and working it out. That's all.
Okay.
That's it's going to be done.
Okay.
It's not. This is nothing. It's basically a popcorn fart.
So when we were waiting for
Mhm.
the tram to take us to the stadium, like there must have been 5 planes that went over ahead of us at the Puratus
Mhm.
mark that we
Oh.
get at. But it's really I mean, that the flight path is going to be interesting. I actually even heard people talking while we were standing there at the tram exit or the place there that
Mhm.
how are they going to be building? If wherever they build the stadium, how are they going to do that with the whole tram? I'm like, they got it all figured out.
Yeah, we
I'm
were
not gonna-
talking about that. We were talking to the RTA people at Tower City. They'll have it figured out. They got
Yeah.
the plan in place. These people, this has been planned for years
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah.
guys,
All right,
they know what they're doing.
So we're looking forward now to next week, where Baltimore has decided that they want to celebrate their stealing of our team in a
Mhm.
big celebration pregame, and at halftime,
Mhm.
I think, as the Browns travel to Baltimore next week. What are your expectations thinking right now?
I I tell you what, Baltimore's a team that's hurting right now too from a stinging loss like that.
Mm,
So are we. I
Mhm.
mean, they should have won that game, and we
Mhm.
should have won our game.
mhm.
So it's hard to predict, but I think this is just me. If we can run the ball better and be a more balanced offense, we will put ourselves in a better position to win. And what I mean by that was we didn't run the ball that well yesterday.
No,
We didn't.
no.
And that's when Judkins will come in.
And you
And
think he'll be there?
it
think he'll be
well,
there?
I hope, but I don't know how much of an impact or how much he'll play.
Okay.
I know they've been in talks. It depends on what they might have a specific package. They might put him out there just to keep the defense honest on a
Mhm,
run. So
Yeah.
to open up the pass. So there's going to be a
Yeah.
lot. They're going to be there. And by the way, our old friend Nick Chubb had, I think it was like 13 or 14
Yep.
rushes
He
yesterday
did.
for
Yep.
60 yards, no
Yep.
touchdowns, but he
Yep.
played.
He had
Productive day.
4.5 yard average.
Hmm.
He had one that he went for about 12 or 13 yards, and
Hmm.
I have a bet going with Steve Gill on. I think he'll climb over 1,000 yards. I still think that.
If he plays all year, yeah.
Yeah, if he stays, healthy, right? So I was
Hmm.
happy to see him. I mean, I know he plays for another team, but I'm a
Yeah.
big.
Well,
A lot of us are Chubb fans.
mhm.
So
We
okay,
wish him
so
the best.
Baltimore, uh, yeah, they're going to be. People are assuming they're going to be coming in angry because they just lost to the Bills. I mean,
We just
people
lost to
should
the
assume that
Bengals. We
we
should be
right,
angry too.
right, yeah.
That defense played angry in the second half.
Off, yeah. That was the thing in that game. My God, the momentum, the feeling in that stadium, and all that everything built up to where now that we should have and could have. I guess that's the thing, Lou. Too. I guess that's the one thing about the offense was that I know the kid missed the kick right at the end or toward the end for the
Yeah,
Browns.
he missed the extra point and the field goal.
Right. It's just the idea that some people are saying, well, we shouldn't have relied on the kicker. We should have generated more offense. Like we should have tried to score a touchdown,
Well, woulda,
which
coulda, shoulda, but
right,
he's expected to make those kicks. He's an
sure.
NFL kicker. These weren't 50 yarders. These were
No.
35,
Now there
30.
were a couple other opportunities, Lou. You probably recount this too. There were a couple times where the Browns were around the 40-ish yard line where I thought, well, maybe they'd give the kid a crack at trying one. This is before he missed the one that was
Mhm.
36. What is he saying here? Okay, here I'll
The
post
rush
it.
defense against Henry Lamar does worry me. Yeah, yeah. We'll have to see. I mean, the Bills figured it out because Lamar. I mean, Derrick Henry had a huge fumble in the fourth quarter.
He did.
Yeah.
I always go back
So
to when Derrick Henry played against when he was with the Titans in that opening game we went to years ago against the Tennessee Titans that we lost, where Henry ran the ball for like 75 yards to start the second half or something like.
well, he did
Remember
like a
that?
screen pass, just took off
Yeah, it was
on
a
us.
screen. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember
Ugh,
that. Well, also then I remember when he came back with Tennessee and we completely shut him down.
that's true too.
The key to
Yeah.
Henry is don't let him get downhill on you.
We've done
One,
that many times, even the games in Tennessee. There was that game a
we've
couple
shut
years
him down.
ago where we.
There's yeah, I think yeah, and we'll see because you know um if like I said, if we get good quarterback play, don't turn the ball over, and
Mhm.
kicker makes the kicks, we'll be in the game.
Yeah.
So that's really what the defense is going to keep us in that
Didn't we
game.
win
So
2 years ago out there? We didn't win
mhm.
last year, but we won 2 years ago.
Yeah, last year we had Bailey Zappi at the last game of the season.
Greg Newsom, as I recall, had an
Yeah, he
interception
returned for a touchdown. Yeah, for deflection. They're not invulnerable. They're beatable. They're a beatable team. We
Yeah.
can beat them. So
Yeah, yeah.
it'd be nice. I'd love it if we won the game. So I hope they do.
Well, and considering the circumstances and considering that they're celebrating our team,
Stealing our team.
stealing our team.
There's a lot of young people that don't get that because they didn't live
Yeah.
it.
No,
Well, here's a point. Here's a point. Can I just make this point?
Yeah.
Just since you talked about what happened in
for
'95,
sure.
the day we became Browns fans,
Yeah.
up to this point where we're at
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
if you throw up your hands and give up and say, okay, they lost the game by 1 point, they should have won. I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I'm no longer a Browns fan. The hell with it. I'm burning all my Brown stuff. I'm never watching them again.
Right.
Everything you stuck out from that point up until now was for absolutely nothing.
Sure.
If you quit now.
Yeah.
See the trophies behind me?
Yeah.
I earned those. Do you think I didn't have any setbacks or bad days on my way to those?
Mhm.
It happens. It's life, guys. Let's get over it. Let's move forward.
Mhm.
We can't replay the game. So
Yeah, yeah, and we've had a lot of fun moments over the years, even despite some losing. We've also had some successful seasons. I think Ethan Greenberg reposted the first 5 seasons of Bill Belichick and the first 5 seasons of Kevin Stefanski, and when you look at both of them, you'll see immediately that Stefanski's had more success in his first 5 years. Now you can
Oh
do
yeah.
that with other coaches too, but just to
Hmm.
point out that we need to take a step back
That's I like.
before we.
Thank you, Ethan, for doing that. That's a really
Yeah,
good point. I
yeah,
was also going to say something else. That Kevin Stefanski's done so much right now with average or good quarterbacks. He can move. He knows what he's doing.
sure.
If it's going to be interesting to see if we can get an elite quarterback with him, and to
Hmm.
see what kind of offense he can put together. That would be interesting to see. And I'm also be interesting to see how this offense plays when it becomes more balanced and we have a productive and involved Quinshawn Judkins now.
Yes.
That would be something else.
Well,
So.
just you get that guy, and if you get our wide receivers to start catching passes, and you add in the tight end Harold Fanta and David Njoku, who was being double teamed, you've got a pretty solid opportunity to continue to get better
Mhm.
on the offensive side of the ball. And yeah, maybe we don't score more than 16 or 17 points, but our defense is strong. And
Mhm.
our defense and our offense did a good job of staying on the field
Mhm. We
and
did
giving, our
make the fucking
defense.
kicks.
Yeah, yeah.
Just make the
Hmm.
kicks. We
Yep,
win.
yep.
And this is a totally different conversation today if those kicks are made.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's
Lou,
sad. It hurts.
any final thoughts before we let the fans go? Thank you for watching us, and listen to
We
us later on
appreciate you.
Apple and Spotify
Yeah, we
and
appreciate
Hemisphere
you.
Coffee Roasters. Go buy some Hemisphere
Em-
coffee. Great stuff. Mechanicsburg, the best coffee in the world. I, it's amazing stuff.
oh yeah. Oh wow.
What do we got going on here? We got.
No. It was just looked like it was almost intercepted. Oh, there's a flag. I don't know what
Oh,
it is.
was it a? Oh, he got crushed.
Yeah. Yeah. What do we got here? Look what he did
Probably
with
a
that
hit.
year in Kirk Cousins in Minnesota.
Probably a
That's what
hit.
Mike just
Probably a
said.
hit to the head, or I don't know. Yeah.
Is
All
it
right, we're
was
watching Monday Night Football here. So,
Was it a rough in the passer? It was a rough in the passer. So okay. My final thought was it's a long season,
yes,
and this class, this draft class, this offseason class, including the
yeah,
undrafted free agents,
yeah,
I'm really looking forward to watching these guys develop this year and years to come.
yeah,
Let's see what we get,
yeah.
and let's root for Jacksonville to lose every week.
That's
So
right.
let's do that.
Now
Let's
they
do that.
play Cincinnati next week, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it be this offense that was shut down in the second half was the starting offense of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes.
They were healthy. They had no. I mean, that is like a high powered, high octane
Yes.
offense, and they did a phenomenal job. It's
Uh,
sad that we lost, but you know what? I can't emphasize it anymore. It hurt. It sucked,
mhm,
and
mhm,
it's even worse when you have to listen to people
mhm.
talk trash to you or even touch, even like
Yeah.
invade your personal space,
Yeah.
which that's why I said it's a man. You don't know what you're messing with if you do that to the wrong. Well, I was telling the guys on the Rapid we were talking to.
Yeah.
Everybody was saying there was a lot of good that came out of it. They were
For
mad that we
sure.
lost,
Yeah.
but they were like compared to a year ago when we were leaving that game after Dallas.
Yes.
Oh, there was nothing good coming out of it. I mean,
No.
it was just horrible. So
Yeah. I agree.
we are not a dysfunctional team. We're not a dysfunctional organization. Stuff happens, and actually, they made every move. The Barry did not do anything wrong by replacing Hopkins with Schmidt. He
Mhm.
didn't. It didn't work out that day, and it's just like, what the hell do we need to do?
Right.
I don't
You
know.
how much I'd have to think you give him one more game, and if he
If he does that again, yeah, you have to start replacing because then there's a
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
It's Cade York. We thought the same thing,
right.
and Hopkins.
Well,
We don't know what it was, but you keep looking until you find your kicker, and it
somebody.
looks like a pick six.
Oh yes,
Pick
wow.
six. JJ McCarthy
Oh,
just
too
threw a pick.
bad for JJ McCarthy. Yeah,
Dynamite.
we really miss him a lot there.
Yeah.
In
Well,
Norman.
he didn't get the plays ahead of time, so we're good. He didn't get
Uh-huh.
to steal their signals.
I wonder if he was going to Justin Jefferson because it looks like trying to see the replay here. Oh, they're showing the well. They
Who
haven't
had
shown
McCarthy?
they haven't shown a replay yet, but no. Bears are up.
And with young players, you're going to have growing pains.
Here we
And
go. They're showing a replay.
the exception of Flacco. I mean, will there be a point? Well, it looks like my froze for a
he
second.
just stepped right. It was a terrible pass. He threw it right in. He was going to Justin Jefferson, but I mean, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so like I said, we'll see how this team goes. We were saying from the beginning, like we really didn't have great expectations. We weren't thinking playoffs. We just want. But when they're supposed to win, you want to see them win. We wanted to see good, clean football. For the most part, we did, except for the kicks and the batted interceptions.
One more comment here from Mike. Ranking dead last in extra points.
Yeah, absolutely, it was the right call.
Sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
absolutely.
Lou, I hope you have a very
Lou Groza Award winner, Andre Schmidt.
Right.
Lou Groza Award winner. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, you did the right thing.
Toe Groza. Yep. Lou
so guys, we'll see you next week, and let's think Victory Monday next week. Victory Monday. Please. So let's manifest it by saying it. Victory Monday next week. I'll see you then.